Previously, in the dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party saw themselves leap from the frying pan and into the fire as they escaped the Immortal Veil and the Sethian Scourges, only to run smack dab into Hexakali, the Queen of Bones. Many members of the party were intrigued in putting down this great monster, but not on the doorstep of their newfound enemies, literally within eyeshot of minions that had only moments ago been trying to kill them. And so the only logical thing to do was to flee. By the way, it's storming real bad here, so if things cut out, just so you're aware. Fortunately for the party, while the Queen of Bones seemed furious at their intrusion and intent on destruction, she didn't seem to distinguish much between them and the boat they were on. Though she pulled Bones into the water, the Tabaxi was able to escape using his cloak of the Manta Ray. Ezrah was able to fly away in his new elemental form. Meanwhile, Matashtai distracted Hexakali so that Ashes could leap from the boat and swim away. This did leave the monk on his own for a moment, but he was able to fend off the queen and rush away as the boat was destroyed, or at least its current physical form. The party was then able to flee northward, back to the Isle of Memory, and more importantly, out of deep water and the clutches of the Queen of Bones. But now, what was the party to do? They had met with the Scourges and gained information, and gained confirmation that they were not good entities. As far as everyone was concerned, they were still a threat to the Blacktongue tribe and still needed to be dealt with. But how? The party was no closer to figuring out an alternative to the soul jars. After some brief conversation, the party decided to visit the necromancer Karstus once again. The necromancer was in the process of finishing his repairs on the two wights in his service, one step closer to being able to aid the party in their conflict. The group questioned Karstus about several things, namely the Rod of Rulership and the Immortal Veil, but the necromancer's answers brought them no closer to a breakthrough. And so the party returned to the Blacktongue's territory, initially intent upon resting. Once there, though, they discovered that Risk had prepared the tribe in their absence to attempt a bloodletting ritual as a way to circumvent the Vrael Olo ritual. Matashtai took Culp aside and asked the shaman about some potential options, namely the spawning stone and how it worked. Jeez, it is really thundering. The elder answered... Huh?
Don't hear it.
Can't hear it. You're good.
It's like so loud that it's like disturbing me. It's like shaking the walls next to me. The elder answered readily, trying to be helpful, and while it was fascinating information, it wasn't information Matashtai was prepared to do anything with. And so the party and the new generation made ready to attempt this bloodletting ritual. As word went out and people gathered, the party spoke to Izu and Risk, and several members noted Izu acting strangely. There was some concern that she might try to kill herself, or more likely have someone sacrifice themselves at the altar during the ritual. So Matashtai stood at the ready to heal anyone in case anything fishy happened. And so they began the ritual. Bones coaching the tribe at the beginning on their intent, a combined, focused effort of will, the desire to see the Scourges bound, defeated, the tribe protected. And so, each in a long line led by the new generation, the tribe let their blood upon the altar of the Vrael under the light of the black flame candle. There was no funny business, no plot that Izu hatched. Everything seemed to go as planned. Until the last bullywug stepped forward, cutting the palm of their hand like everyone else. But as they squeezed their blood down into the altar, they also dropped a tiny shard of crystal with it, as they had been instructed. And as this shard of the spawning stone mixed with the blood and wax, it awoke. Brilliant blue light flashing up from the altar, a beacon, a trap, a yawning maw pulling in all the many spirits within the temple, drawing them briefly into the material realm for all to see as they were bound and trapped within one of the soul jars. The party was shocked, off balance. Ezrah was just able to finish the ritual, marking Excrutha's soul jar and binding it with the word Abyss. The crowd of bullywugs looked on, confused, afraid, all except one. The warlock in their midst. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.